Hey everyone, my name is Brett Rouse, and I am one of your fellow Bella Hoop consultants, and I also help on the admin side. Today, I'm going to go over contacts, how we can increase our contacts, and also retain our contacts with some helpful tips on our follow-up. Today also, our challenge is on our Franki list. So you want to make sure that you have a piece of paper handy, get ready to pause the video, and think of people that we can add to our list, and we can grow this together. So first, let's start with our Franki list. What is Franki stand for? F is for friends, R is for relatives, A is for acquaintances, N is for neighbors, K is for kids groups or maybe kids parents, and I is for internet connections. Just a fun fact, did you know that we have over 250 connections without the even internet part? So just in the Frank, if we sat down today and we wrote down everyone, don't exclude men, everyone we could think of that could benefit from our product, or even better yet, our business, we could possibly find 250 people. And I put money on it that if you think of it and you look at your sales, you don't have 250 current customers. At least most of us don't, right? So that is where we're going to start. That list is your golden list. Just something to help you stay focused and to help you get started to build your business. Now, don't be discouraged if you don't have that many, because it will always be growing. And that is the one thing about contacts. Contacts always grow. So you might say, okay, I have friends. I am not a very social person. They don't grow very often, and that's okay. So that might be where the internet connections come in. If we look at our friends list on Facebook, there are helpful videos actually on how to print that list off. Super cool, right? So get on a printer, print off your Facebook friends list. Write it down. Maybe go through, star, and go, who would I love to have on my team? And so that way when you're reaching out to them and contacting them, you can approach them with the business side. Then you can also sit there and, like I said, don't exclude the men. They have moms, they have wives and daughters, so everyone needs a gift, right? They have friends, so don't sit there and exclude them. Don't mark anyone off, because everyone is a potential sale. And just remember that we have a product that we're passionate about and we want to share it with everyone, right? So start with that. Write your Franks list and print off your Facebook friends list. Those right there are all of your potential customers. So we want to be in contact with people. And contact is scary. It's a scary thing to sit down and reach out with people on Instagram or on Facebook or even in person, talking about something that, why do we get so scared when we're so passionate about something that we love? So don't be regretful. You're not alone. I personally can say that sometimes I'm a little intimidated. I don't want to be that person that bothers someone, right? But we're not bothering people. Think of how you got introduced to this. Was it because maybe you used a similar product? Or maybe it was because you were tired of painting your nails, or you were wanting this product. So how do you know that someone else wasn't in your position, or that couldn't benefit from a few extra incomes, right? Until we ask them. So we're never a bother. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are contacting people. Alrighty. So again, thinking through your Franks list, you have friends and you have relatives. Most of the time, even if you buy a shampoo or some makeup, and if you love it, you're going to share it. You're going to be excited about it. You're going to talk about it, right? You're going to post it on social media. You're going to use the product. So when you go to a party or when you're posting on social media, you're going to be talking about it. That's exactly what you want to do. You just want to make our products part of your life. So wear our polishes, wear our dips, maybe get a cute hat with a Bella Hoot on it. Maybe get a top. So when you're there, it's just something that comes with ease. Talk about how excited you are. Talk about how your nails have lasted, right? Just as if you had some awesome mascara that made your eyelashes grow, you would talk about that. So why not talk about your nails? Bring conversation to you. That even makes it even easier. So if we make Bella Hoot part of our everyday, so we don't even have to mention it on our social media, right? We can just be holding our coffee mug with a beautiful manicure. We could show our receipt and say, I'm so thankful for my extra income through Bella Hoot. You could mention it. Or you could say, by my side gig, by paying for today's lunch. Just curiosity. Curiosity brings context to you. You don't even have to reach out sometimes to them. They'll reach out to you. And those are even the best. But the only way someone's going to reach out to you is if you're sharing. Again, your passion and your excitement is what brings in people to you. Now, if we go down the Frank's list, we went over our friends and our relatives, but maybe acquaintances, right? Everybody knows somebody. So as you build customer bases, we want to make sure that we are encouraging people to come to us. We want to make sure that we're building our friends list on Facebook. Now, no, some people are like, I like to keep things private, and that's perfectly fine. I completely understand that. But we want to make sure that as we're selling our product, that we are following up with them, and I will get in a little bit in more detail on that. But we want to make sure that we are letting our customers represent our business, right? Because again, think about it. If you don't like a product, isn't it something that you find that you're like, oh no, don't use that. It was terrible. So we want to make sure that our customers are being represented for Bella Hoot in the best way. We're resolving any issue before they can spread or talk negative about our product. Now, if anyone even has a problem with our product, right? So the next, we want to talk about our neighbors. Now, some of us, let's be honest, do you know all of your neighbors? Now, I have a 3-month-old and I have a 2-year-old, and we are in summer. I am from Kentucky, so every evening now, if it's not raining, I am going out on stroller walks. And what I do is I carry some samples with me, and I make a point that if someone is out, I talk to them. I say, hey, how are you? If they have a kid, I'll be like, oh, how old is your daughter? I have a 2-year-old, mom dates, right? That's how I'm building my friends, and that's how I'm building more relationships with my neighbors. Again, if they see my nails, they might say, oh, you have such cute nails. Be like, oh, yeah. Have you ever heard of Bella Hoot? I have some samples here. You want to try them? Super cool, right? It's really easy. Just again, something you make it flow, and you're building relationships. The more relationships that you build, the more contacts you will have. And essentially, that's more potential sales. So the next is kids groups or kids parents, right? We have wonderful products for children to use with our little mini manicure packs, and we advertise for that. If you have kids, make sure you're trying them out and taking cute pictures or talking about how you love to spend time doing your nails with your girls. But as you're sitting there, make sure you have some samples in your purse, because as we are sitting at basketball games and baseball games and football games, we are talking to hopefully, right, the teammates' moms and parents, and we can say, oh, yeah, you have a sample, man. You can totally try these out. They're just my favorite. And then you're going to follow up with them because at next week's game, right? Hey, did you get to use that sample yet? What did you think about it? Just as something as simple as that. And that goes over your Frank. It's just our normal life, and we can incorporate our business into our normal life. So it's not something that we need to fear or it needs to scare us. It's just our normal life. And something that we're passionate about is something worth sharing over. So the next part is the I, the internet connection, the Franki. Now that's where you're like, oh, I'm not sure. Some of us are very private, and some of us, we are on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and more power to you. But you want to make sure that you're actually increasing the people that are seeing you, making sure your store is open so that, again, those people are coming to you. You're creating interest, right? We're creating interest to bring in more contacts. Now, ways that we can find more social media friends, think of other interests, right? Do you love plants? Join the Plant Babe group. Do you maybe have an interest in makeup? There's Facebook groups for everything. And I want you to go ahead and on the bottom of your Franks list, I want you to write down 5 interests you have. It could be anything at all. And what you can do is you go in there and I want you to comment on them. I want you to become familiar. Again, I want people to be interested in you so they're familiar with your name. And if people start responding, message them. Hey, super cool. I love cats too, right? And then as your relationship builds, Bella Hoot will come out. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a Bella Hoot consultant. What's Bella Hoot? Oh, it's just this really cool company that we have nail strips and dip kits with. And I love it because we have the cutest cat strips that I've ever seen. And I love having cats on my nails because, again, you're in a cat group, right? So again, you're just bringing interest and you're incorporating Bella Hoot with that. So again, write 5 down of interest and go on Facebook if you're on Facebook, or go on Instagram and start following and joining groups. Start just talking to people. That's how we are going to grow our contact list. Now next, we have all these contacts, right? We've reached out to all these people. And what? How are we going to get sales? We might have gotten a couple sales right away. We might have introduced our business to those people that we starred and we said, oh, I think this person I really want on my team. That golden girl, right? So when we're reaching out, we want to make sure we're following up. We're retaining those customers. So first, we're going to talk about retention. So we've made a sale. That's fabulous. But make sure you're asking them. Again, just like how I mentioned for the sample, if they bought something. Hey, did you get your package in the mail? I'm super excited to see your nail selfie. Don't forget to post in my group. Just something as simple as that. If you don't hear a response, that's okay. But make sure you're following up with them again. Hey, I just want to make sure that your application process went okay. I know sometimes it could be a little tricky. Most of the time they're going to write back. No, I haven't tried it yet. Or yeah, I did, but do you have any tricks on this? Because they want to make sure they were interested in this product, right? So they want to make sure that it works well. But how many times have you purchased something from someone or you purchased something from the store and it didn't work right? But maybe it was just because you used it wrong and you didn't know. So we want to make sure that our customers are taken care of. And we want to make sure that they were happy with their product. So then that way they come back and they buy more. We want to make sure that all of our hard work we're putting into this is paying off. The next thing that we want to do is we want to follow up with all of our sample people. So on Facebook Messenger, when you're sending out messages, make sure you have keywords. Make sure it's something that you can incorporate for your samples and for people that you have sold to. If you even have 2 keywords, up in the top, you can put in that keyword and it will actually pull up every conversation you have ever had with anyone. So for example, if your keyword is manicure, you can put manicure in there and you can see every person that you've sold a manicure kit to. or a manicure to, or a manicure sample. And then that way you can stay organized with your follow-ups. Another thing that we want to do is we want to make sure we're following up with our samples. It's super easy, right? All we have to say is, hey, did you get that sample in the mail? I am so looking forward to hear what your feedback is. Now, some people don't follow up at all. And that's where the problem is. We spend money on this, and we spend time on this. And again, your passion is what sells. So we want to make sure that we're not bothering people. We are showing our passion by following up. We're making sure that our customers are taken care of. Now, another thing that for follow-up is make sure that your customers, you're following up with those that, yeah, you've reached out to them, they've applied their manicures, and maybe you can see that your sales are dropping a little bit, or they haven't come back and purchased in a while. So follow up with them. Do you have a way that you're staying organized right now? Me personally, I have a file drawer. Every time I make a sale, I use Square or PayPal. I print off an invoice, and I have something where it goes in for my current customers that purchase all the time. I put them in a section. And then every 3 months, if I haven't heard from them, all of those customers now are in one folder, and I pull it out and I reach out to them. So again, that's my way of organization. Whatever works for you. But you want to make sure that you are keeping a tally of who has bought from you. If it's a loyalty card, Michelle, she had mentioned the loyalty card. I personally do that as well. That's another way. You know, you can look in there and you can see who maybe might be close to getting a free polish for their 10th purchase. So you could just reach out to them, follow up with them. Hey, I just wanted to let you know you're only 3 packs away. Did you want to host a party? Or I got some new inventory in. Something along those lines. Maybe they didn't even know they were so close. So they can get something for free. Everybody loves something for free. And you're also following up with them to make sure that they were satisfied. Now, going back to my way of how I have it in a file folder, if they've purchased, right? So if they've come back, I move their name and I put it in the very back. So that way I'm not over bombarding them if they keep purchasing, because obviously I'm following up with them as every time they purchase. But if not, then that way at least every 2 or 3 months I'm reaching out. Sometimes I host sales like come back and visit me and get 10% off. Something along those lines. But again, if we're not following up, they could have went to our competitor. They could just forgotten about us, right? Everybody has a product and then they forget. I'm guilty of it, you know, with makeup or something like, oh, what was that again? I don't remember. Oh, I'll go use this over here. Don't let that happen. Just follow up with them. They obviously loved the product. They've purchased it. You followed up with them. They've used the product. Maybe they've come back before. Maybe they don't realize. Maybe Facebook algorithms have changed and they don't see your group post anymore. So just make sure you're reaching out, you're building relationships, and most importantly, you're retaining them. So I absolutely am so excited about our first convention, and I hope that you learned something from this video. I'm excited to see everybody's Franki list, and that is the challenge, so make sure that you are posting below. And if you are on replay and not on the live during the convention, I would love to see your comments on YouTube too. Thank you for everybody that tuned in, and I look forward to talking to you. Also, if you have any questions, I'm here to help, so just comment below and I will be happy to answer them for you. Have a good evening and happy convention!